Episode 62 Boomer Guitar Sessions. This is Rod. Today we are going to talk about beyond willpower. We're going to talk about mindset stuff. We're going to talk about getting out of your own way when you want to improve on your instrument. Getting out of your own way. And a lot of what I'm talking about also is like I'm on a health journey right now that I'm pretty proud of. In the last 2 years, I've lost 106 or more pounds, and I want to take some of the lessons that I've learned from that experience and apply it to some of the things that we talk on this channel. And I just want to put it all out there. And I want to it's just some of this is going to be all of it's going to be free form. Okay, so with that said, it's a mindset thing. A lot of times we don't get stuff that we want, or we don't get what we want out of something because we don't have the right mindset to be successful with it. Okay, now, as a teacher, I've always said the first goal of the first bunch of lessons, month or two, is to prove to the student that they can do this, that they can excel at this. And the quicker I can do that as a teacher, the more that we get out of discipline, like I have to muscle through the painful learning of core skills or whatever, to the fun stuff. Okay, so you can do this. I say this probably 10,000 people that I've taught over the years. I've seen it happen again and again and again, and I've seen it also not happen because they give up too soon. All right, so the idea of, I don't know, is it fake it till you make it? I don't know if that's what it is, but there's an initial energy. We'll call it when I go into activation mode. And I do this in my own health journey. Here's an example of activation mode. Water right from the tap. I don't like it. It's not tasty. I like my drink mix and I like all that kind of stuff. The drink mix isn't bad for you, but water's better in the morning. So the willpower that I bring to this is that activation mode energy it is not a permanent solution. It's the activation mode energy that I can bring to whatever it is and make that quick decision, because the first things, the hardest things when you're trying to improve yourself, when you're trying to better your like if you're a jogger or if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to shred on the guitar, or if you're trying to, whatever it is, the first steps are the hardest steps, only because we haven't flexed the muscle of ignition. Let's just start by doing something. Start by doing something. Okay. First couple weeks, that's your willpower. No, this is going to be better for me. When I drink water, it is good for me. Quit whining about it. And then what's going to happen is if I drink water every day, and lots of water every day, I'm going to shed the pounds, and I'm going to see the results, and I'm going to be happy, and it's going to be a part of a routine that I don't have to muscle through, because it's a joy, because I'm getting results. So, willpower. Willpower is short-term energy, okay? We want to get the job done. We have stuff that we want to do. So sometimes we need to push ourselves and just say, just do it. Just do it. You know it's good for you, do it. All right? So what is the next step? Now, I think of willpower and I think of self-discipline as two different things. When you think of self-discipline, I asked a student this recently, and he was a young man. He's like 8 years old. I teach drums too. He's a drum student of mine. And I asked him what he thought of what discipline meant. And he said, discipline means you got in trouble. And I said, yeah, it kind of does sometimes. That you can mean that, but discipline just means corrective measure to change an outcome you don't want to have happen. All right, so corrective measure. Now, when you add self to that, it is the self corrective measure to change something that you don't like, that you want to change. You're self-inspired to make those changes. Nobody has to tell you to make those changes. Okay? You think about the person you want to be. You think about the kinds of situations you want to find yourself in. You think about all the cool things that could happen if you learn this skill. You think about things friends could do. You could play with your friends. You think about all the fun stuff that could happen if you learn this skill. You think about it's good for your mind, it's good for you. All these things we could think about that gives us reasons that this is why we want to do it. So you got to have that. You got to have that, like kind of like an avatar, like who do I want to be? And you keep your eye on that. The self-discipline thing is not a hard thing. It should not be punishment. How do we make it not punishment? So self-discipline, it's got a bum rap, and it got a bum rap for me for many years. But really what it means is I got to that point that I was telling you earlier, that I realized I can do this. And I realized that these measures that I've taken, that I didn't want to take initially, they really did help me out. Okay, so self-discipline, you're aligning yourself with that desired goal. You make it, here's the deal. You're not going to do anything for any prolonged period of time if it's not fun. So we have to make it fun, and we have to take measures to make it fun. If every measure we do doesn't make it fun, then stop playing music. But I think there's lots of things that we can do in order to make our learning fun and also learning really powerful. And we can learn quickly if it is fun. And we're combining different things. And it's all fun. It's all enrichment. It makes you feel good. It's like, wow, I'm getting better at this. And it's, wow, I'm creating that sound I hear on the recording. And wow, we're playing shows. And wow, you know what I mean? So make it fun. So some of the things that we can do to make it fun, like one of the things I do, I always, well, the hard stuff is that activation mode with the willpower. Just get in the habit of not even questioning that. Okay, the more you get past the willpower stage, the closer you're going to get to play stage versus work stage. If it's play for you, you're going to do it a lot. All right. So work implies that I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. Play is like, this is the right reasons. It's enriching. It fills your soul. It's fun. It's good energy. So the self-discipline, as I said, should not be thought of as a downer. It should be like, this is something you developed. It's a muscle you flex, and always keep your eye on the goal. Now, another thing that I've learned from my health journey was the importance of keeping track of stuff. Now, anybody who knows the channel knows that I'm not a big advocate of writing down, you have to practice this, and this every time you practice. Okay, I'm an advocate of nonlinear practice, which means pick something. Take the first step. Work on that until you get something. Pick another something. Okay? The other something, and it can be song-centered stuff. There's lots of stuff that we can focus on if the song is the center, getting the chords down. Okay, what key are we playing in? Understanding the music theory. Okay, saying if I wanted to play broken chords to this song, because that's what the Guns N' Roses did. Learn how to broken chord and work on a technique in order to build that. So there's all kinds of things that we can do that is all fun. Okay, once you get into the habit of that and that self-discipline, it's self-discipline is kind of like play. Okay, you want to do it. Your mother's not telling you to practice. You know how lots of other kids and lots of other adults or whatever, when you're a kid, if your mother has to tell you to practice, it's not fun, is what I'm trying to say. No, your mother doesn't have to tell you to play the video game. Your mother doesn't have to tell you to go bowling. Your mother doesn't have to tell you to go frisbee golf or whatever it is that is fun for you. Nobody has to tell you you want to do it. So as I said, I'm not an advocate of writing everything down, but as far as you have to do this, this, and this, but keeping records of how you're doing and what you're doing is, I think, a valuable thing. So the idea of a practice diary makes a whole lot of sense to me. This is what I'm struggling with. These are the accomplishments. This is what I'm getting out of this, and this is the bonus. Like how are you seeing growth in your chord playing? This is the song you're working on. It can be your diary. It can be anything you want it to be, but be detailed with it. Don't have to do it every day. Maybe once a week or something like that, and keep track of it. Maybe make it a Microsoft Word document or something that you can continue adding to. All right. And then what you can do is a year later, you can go back to it and look where you came from. All right. So putting it all together, in order to get where you want, if you want to really excel in this thing and you want to play with people and you want to play in public and you want to make music that is beautiful or ugly or something that serves a purpose in your life, if that is your goal, you need to develop some sort of self-discipline. And as I said, you need to develop that muscle that is not doesn't see discipline as you're getting your fingers slapped. Okay, and you need to create a lifestyle. You need to create a practice for, like, kind of a practice space, a kind of good habits that you can get compulsive with. Everybody talks about compulsion like it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing when you do stuff. Well, first of all, if it's a habit and it's bad, then it's bad. Okay, that's compulsion. You can't control smoking cigarettes. You can't control drinking alcohol or the drugs, or you can't control watching too much television. If you find it is getting in the way of life, then but if it's a good habit, getting out in the woods, getting grass under your feet, getting your health together, building something that we can get with the world with. I can play music and meet musicians and go to places and go into recording studios and write songs and play at church and doing all these things. If that's a new habit that you're forming, walking every day, if that's the habit you have and it makes you feel good about yourself, that's a good compulsion. So anyway, talking a lot. Thrive. Want you to thrive. Periodically, we're going to talk about mindset on the channel because I think people need it. I know I need it. One more thing that I'm going to discuss. Is, okay, so you know the internet. You have access to the internet. Just because somebody else can do something that's seemingly impossible, that doesn't mean that you have to be playing impossible stuff. And don't judge yourself by what the best in the world can do. That's not realistic. Okay? Don't don't do that to yourself. You got to treat yourself with respect. You got to understand everything is a part of a process, and it should be an enjoyable process. But also, you're not interested in being somebody else. You're interested in finding what you can do with this. All right, and you don't have to compare yourself. The only person you should compare yourself with is the person you want to become and what you did yesterday. All right. I needed to hear this. I'm sure you did too. Some of you just canceled out, I'm sure, but whatever. Love you too. All right. Have fun. Enjoy the process. I believe in you. I really do. I've seen it happen over and over again. All right. This is Rod, Boomer Guitar Sessions. Next time, I will see you next time, and we'll do something cool. And yeah, I enjoy this. I hope you do too. See ya. Hi, this is Rod from Boomer Guitar Sessions. I personally wanted to thank you for being part of our community. If you like what we're doing here and you want to see more of it, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. And this helps me spread my musical messages to all over the world. Thank you. I appreciate you. And always remember,